now. The rodeo may have wrapped, but we'll always have these photos. Thanks for sharing some of your favorite moments with us on Facebook. From the food to the concerts to the auctions, Melissa Correa shows us why this year's rodeo was one for the record books.
You definitely need some time to scroll through all the photos on our Facebook feed, or perspective, to understand the magnitude of the last 21 days. 2.5 million people visited the livestock show and rodeo this year. That's more than Houston's population. And while total attendance didn't make history in 2019, Los Tigres del Norte hit a record for concert attendance during the rodeo, beating out Cardi B by 6 people. Zed will go down as the rodeo's first ever EDM night performer. And Selena was with us in spirit night after night. Fans filled the stands.
Stadium was not made for you.
And so did this rogue cow. But move over. This grand champion sold for a record $625,000. 9 other animals made history at the junior market auction. And so did Pasadena High School student Hector Maldonado. All those rodeo events raised more than $14 million, money that will cover more than 800 scholarships. So much excitement about the future while finding a way to honor the past. A pair of reserved seats sat empty as the King of Country closed out the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, an NRG Stadium attendance record, not to be outdone by the cowboy who reminds us why Texans are so awesome.
That guy's a star, right? Here are a few more fun facts. More than 700,000 riders enjoyed the Ferris wheel. More than 600,000 prizes were won at the carnival games. About 376,000 Oreos were battered, fried, and dusted with powdered sugar. And about 3 tons, 6,000 pounds of kettle corn was sold. So basically, we also really ate at the rodeo, Lennon.
6,000 pounds of kettle corn?
You know how light that popcorn is?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The deep fried Oreos. That's my favorite deep fried thing at the rodeo.
I liked it all.
Thank you, Melissa.
Until next year. Thank goodness it only comes once a year.
I know.